Okay. First off, thank you for everyone that's hopped on. This is going to be really laid back and chill. So I want you to ask any questions you have. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself real quick. And then I know I've talked to a lot of you already and I've shared a lot of details, but I'm going to go through our program and just talk about how we get you going, how we get you started. And then I want to leave the end of it just for any Q&A wide open. I'm an open book. If you don't know who I am, I'm Brandon Jones. I'm here in Texas. I have a couple locations, premieriv.com. You can check those out. Also, I'll share, most of you probably have this, but just in case you don't, I will put our ebook in the comments so you can take a peek at that. I'm going to pull it up here in a second. Here we go. And then if you haven't already, do me a favor, put your name, put your state, and then what license you hold. Are you an RN? Are you MPPA? In the comments for me. A couple things about me outside my locations. On-demand wellness has been in operation now for over 4 years. We've helped over 1,000 nurses, nurse practitioners, PAs get up and get started. I know it can be confusing, especially when you're researching, you're seeing stuff on groups, you're getting conflicting answers on things. Our goal is to try to make that whole process of getting up and started easier. So I'm going to walk you through how we get you set up. Now, I'm going to put a little asterisk beside it because remember, like right now, everybody that's in here, we got Nevada, we got Texas, we got California, Atlanta. So these different states are going to have some differences. Some of them are very similar. And then some of them, who was it? California over there. Rocio, if I say that right. California, as y'all probably all know, California can be a little bit more tough. And so, but in the majority of these states are going to operate how I'm going to about to tell you. And then just know that there are some differences here and there. But in general, this is how it's going to work. Now, I'm going to share my screen because I want to show you a couple things here. So, and if you have a question while I'm going through it, throw it in the chat. And then at the very end of this, we're going to pop up. Anybody can say anything. Come on. If you want to show your pretty face, you can. You don't have to. Okay. Okay. So many of you have probably seen this. This is our ebook. I like to show this because it's going to walk you through. There we go. And you can peek through this. If you don't have it, grab it out of the chat. We have a couple different doctors. We don't farm you out. We already have the doctors. This is one of our doctors, Dr. Corey Anderson. Josh is our head PA. Brittany's one of our MPs. We have Dr. Hill, Dr. Josie, so we have others as well. So you can go through all this. There's my locations. You can peek through all that. Some of our testimonials. The main thing I want to show you today is this, because I'm going to kind of be going through this to talk about how you get set up. So if you don't already have it, you're going to need an LLC typically. California is one of those different ones, but most states you need an LLC. All right. Now, all states you're going to need a medical director agreement, which we have that for you. Okay. Now, if you're in Texas, if you're California, if you're in most states that are what are called corporate practice of medicine states, if you've never heard that term, I encourage you to look it up. CPOM. That dictates who can own a medical facility. So I'll use Texas as an example. A doctor can own a medical facility in Texas. So there's a way to set it up properly if a nurse is going to own essentially the business side, but the doctor always owns the medical side. And the way we do that is what's called right here, it's going to be number 3, management service agreement, MSA agreement. You may hear it as an MSO, management service organization. All that really means is how you legally get paid, right? So the doctor gets paid technically for all the medical stuff, and you're getting paid for everything else, advertising, staffing, all that. Really, that's a long way to say is how we're going to set it up compliantly. The second part of that is how the money flows. Majority of states require it to flow through the doctor if you're going to be compliant. So if you're in a state like Texas, California is another one, Tennessee's, and like most states, like 30 something states are corporate practice of medicine states. Some are more strict than others, but you're going to need an MSA agreement. And then if you want to be really compliant, you're going to have the money flow through the doctor. And there's multiple ways to do that. We do it a couple different ways, but that's going to be the main thing. I spent a little extra time on that because that's one place that everybody gets confused. Is like, well, hey, it says the doctor has to own the business. They got to own the medical side. And this is why I put quotation marks. That money's got to flow through the doctor and then it can flow back to the nurse. And that's how we do it, right? We set up where the money flows into that account and then it goes back to the nurse. Okay. All right. Now, the things that we're going to need from anybody in our program is going to be your nurse's license, your BLS, obviously they both have to be active, driver's license. You will need an insurance malpractice policy. You can use any carrier you'd like, and you'll add the doctor and PA as additional insured on those policies. Okay, and there's tons of insurances out there, and you're going to see rates from like, typically I see, now there's tons of them, but I'll see an average of like 1,500 a year for a new RN. I've seen 25 and 3,000 higher. So insurance to insurance is going to be different. It also depends on if you're doing a ton of services or just kind of your basic wellness services. Okay. Now, what we do next is, and I'm going to show you inside of our online portal here. So we have a step-by-step online, this is your onboarding here. And so you go through here, and each of these have videos, and you'll have your medical director agreement, your MSO, all the stuff I've talked about. All that stuff is in here. Once you get through it, all that, and I'll tell you, a lot of this is, there's videos and it's very organized and easy to do. Then you're going to get to the pharmacy setup. We have multiple accounts for you to set up for your pharmacies. Okay. And then different pharmacy vendors are going to be in different states. This can be really confusing. So what we do is we help you we already have GPO pricing for you, which is discounted pricing for vitamins, for your GLPs, for peptides, your dry stock, which is your catheters, needles, and your fluids and things like that. Now, we have set vendors for you. Some of you may already have operated, or you may have a prior relationship. We have, like, doesn't mean these are the only vendors you can use. It just means these are our partners that we can get you better deals. You still order directly through these vendors. And that's one of the things we go over in our training as well, because we do 2 Zoom calls with you. The first one when you first start, to go through that entire onboarding to make sure you understand everything and what you need to do on your side to get set up. Okay. And you always have access to this as well, just so you know, after you go through it. Okay. Now, once you get vendors started, we do that in the beginning, because some vendors take a couple days, some take a week, some can even take up to 2 weeks, but typically they're pretty organized and fast at getting you up and going. Okay. Now, protocols. You're obviously going to need your standing operating protocols for everything, IVs, injections, peptides, all of it. We have everything. Every peptide, we have a 160-page manual that we tell you to print off and keep. So we literally have it all laid out for you, and we stay on top of any changes that need to be made. For example, Oklahoma recently came out. They kind of made us think about compounding, so we had to switch all the protocols for them to no compounding. Well, then they came out with another statement and said, well, the nurses can still compound. So then we were to switch them back. So things are going to change. As you all probably know, in this world, things are fluid and they will change. Just know that sometimes you see a change and bring it up. And we're like, yeah, we're going to look into that. Okay, we are going to make a change if the doctor decides we need to, or it may be from his side, hey, he did some research and figured something out and we're going to make the change. So it's part of one of the things we do as well. Now, outside of past the inventory and pharmacies, we're going to give you an EMR. It's called IntakeQ, and you can all look that up. I will type it into the chat. It is not ours, it's just one that we use, IntakeQ. It works really well. It's very simple. All the consents are done for you, which makes it so easy for you to learn, because you don't have to go build your own consents. So it's done for you. You just learn it. It's part of your membership. You use it. The doctor has master access to it, so that he can come behind and view his charts and different things that he needs to do in order to, when you have questions and things. All right. Now, outside of that, those of you that are RNs, which I think it was everybody in here, there may have been one NP. Obviously, everybody needs good faith exams for their services. Okay. So we use a company currently called Qualify. Think of them as like a mass group of nurse practitioners that are on demand, open, I think 13 hours a day. So if I was going to take Jennifer, and I was a nurse and Jennifer was going to get an IV from me, what I would do is have her fill out her consent form. I'm going to view it, make sure there's no contraindications with the protocols. Then I'm going to turn around and get her set up with Qualify, which is on demand. So I literally can do it right now. I'll put her information in. Qualify will charge me, the nurse, $27.99. You can charge whatever you want on the front end. At my clinics, we charge $35. Some nurses charge $40, $45. It depends on your area, and it's totally up to you. Okay. That's them getting the clearance, right? They're going to ask questions. They're going to say yay or nay if they clear me for the service. Typically, it's a year. Depends on the service. IVIM's a year. GLPs are 3 months because they have to be checked more. Most peptides they're I think a year. And there's a couple peptides, the Morlins, they all need labs. And so, which we have a company we use for that. But that's how Qualify works. Okay. Every client for every medical service needs a good faith exam. That is a huge part of compliance. All right. All right. Outside of that, our school group, we put everybody in our school group. Okay. The school group is where we help support you and give you guidance on the business and marketing side. So there is so much info in here, even fitness, nutrition templates. We put a lot of education. We have videos. These are actually my nurses that have done videos in here. Don't laugh at the photos. The beard's obviously gone, but these are different education and marketing things that you can take and use as your own. There's vitamin education. We have tons of different marketing templates. These are all Canva templates. So you can take these, you can put them in your own, copy them in your own Canva, and then you can edit them to whatever you want them to be. Put your logo, all that kind of stuff on them. So our team did a lot of work on getting all this stuff set up. So we also do weekly coaching calls in here and we record them. So all the past recordings are in here. It's like a couple months ago, our doctor did a big training on peptides. That's in here. So you can go in here, you can click on it. You can go back and rewatch some of our videos of our past trainings, or you can catch our live ones, which is every Tuesday at 11 Central. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's one of our vendors speaking. We have lots of different education and training opportunities we put out there. Okay. Now, past that, we pull back up our sheet here. The things that you will need on your side that are not in our, like we don't offer you. Number one is a point of sale system, how you're going to charge your clients. Okay, there's tons of options out there. Number two would be, I would recommend a scheduling system, right? So people can schedule on your calendar, whether you're going to be mobile, you can be mobile or you can be brick and mortar, doesn't matter. You can start at one, you can go to the other, or you can do both. Okay. Next, obviously, it's going to be really important to do a website. We do have an option that we do that for you. I'll go over that here in a minute, but you will need we recommend you have a website. Okay. And then what I always recommend, whatever you decide to use for your payment processor and your scheduling system, I would 100% tell you to have two-way texting and emailing. So those four things are really important. And you can find a lot of services like Gloss Genius or Aesthetic Record, and there's tons of them out there where they do all that. You won't need an EMR because we have it, but those four things are really important because you want to message your clients not on your personal number. You want to have an actual line that you can message them on. You want to email your clients and you want them to be able to schedule with you to be organized. And then you want to obviously charge them for your services. And I would make sure you have one that tips because that's a big thing in this industry. People do like to tip. So that entire process of when you sign up and say I'm ready to go to when you launch, we always give you a 30-day window. As long as you are, what I just showed you, our onboarding process, this does not take that long if you don't procrastinate. You literally could have this done probably honestly within a day. Now there's things that you need to learn, right? You got to learn how to use your EMR. You need to learn about your protocols, right? And go through those. That takes a little bit of time. You need to make sure you understand how to use Qualify. All those things matter. You know how to chart and IntakeQ, use IntakeQ. Those are more the things that take a little bit longer. Ordering, that's another big one. It's a big curve when you learn how to order and which pharmacy you need to go to for which product, right? How to do GLPs. Now, one other thing I want to go over that I did not speak about yet. We use an app called Telegram. Now you can put this up on your phone. We have multiple groups that we use for our nurses, and this is where we have questions. So you can come in here and this is for medical questions only. Now we give you a ton of help resources like your protocols, tons of inside of our onboarding, tons and tons of help videos are inside here. Here's the one about Telegram. Here's IntakeQ. But once you click in here, we have videos showing you things.
This video will be
walking you through these step by step on how to do them. And then for things that you can't get answered through your education here or through your protocols or general questions for the doctor or the medical group, that's where our Telegram support comes in. So you can see nurses in here, one of our doctor in here answering questions, and our nurse practitioner. So that's what our Telegram group is for. And we also have one for GLP-1s when you do medical requests, because there is an extra piece that the doctor has to do for compliance on those prescriptions, and that's all learned in our onboarding. The last piece of our onboarding that we do is when you're done with everything, we're going to do an onboarding, we call it our launch Zoom. We'll talk about ordering and make sure you understand where everything is at so that you feel comfortable when you actually launch. Okay. Now, I've gone over pricing with some of you maybe not. So I'm going to go over pricing and what our program costs. And then I want to open it up for any questions that anybody has, because there's always going to be questions, and that's okay. I love questions. And then I want you to not hold back. Like, I'm an open book. I'll be honest with you. I will tell you the one other thing I didn't go over that everyone in this call needs to really, really understand and hear me on this sentence. When you start a business, this business, any business, know that getting uncomfortable and getting yourself out in marketing is a big piece of this. Okay. If I could just snap my fingers and everyone on this call had your business already up and going, you'd have no business except for maybe your mom or friends. Like, that's it. And it's only because nobody knows about you. They don't know how good you are. They don't know how great you are with IVs or aesthetics or whatever your services are. I would say the number one thing, because it's easy for us to get you up and set up and going because we've done it over 1,000 times. Okay. For you as a nurse to market people and educate them on what you do and how you can help them is the most important thing. That's why I do tons of trainings. That's why I do get in a group and I post a lot, because my goal is to help educate nurses on what they can do and how to help them improve and make things easier for them so that they can launch these businesses and they can get out. If they want to get out of the traditional nursing world, that they can do that and they can have confidence that they can do that. So just know, that's my little soapbox, but just know that you can do this. Nurses everywhere do this. Be confident in yourself, and then don't be afraid to put yourself out there. So, okay, let me pull up. I think I have it up over here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. And if you don't have this, I will put it in the chat. This goes over some of the stuff I've already gone over, so I'm not going to go back and talk about this again. I'm just going to scroll down and you can see the actual pricing of our program. So when you start our program for our, we call it our base program, okay, we have a setup fee that covers your first 30 days. It's $19.97. All that stuff that is right here that we talked about, going through all that, helping you get it set up and all the things that have to happen in that first month, that takes time, and that's $2,000 to set you up. All right. So that covers your first 30 days. If you're an RN, okay, it's $750 a month. This is a solo RN. Solo MP is $997 a month. Okay. We don't take any percentages. It's a set fee. Again, you pay for your own insurance, you pay for your own supplies. Okay. Of course, any marketing items and that, you pay for your own stuff. Okay. Now, the only other option, I don't think it's on here, it's not. So this is our base program. Okay. We have what's called a business in a box. For those of you like, hey, I like this, but I need more support, we got our business in a box. It's exactly this, but we add on a website. Okay. We add on 3 one-on-one coaching calls. So this is separate from the coaching calls, the weekly coaching calls we do in the group. This is just me and one person, or one of my team members and one person that we do. We don't do them all up front. We space them out depending on where you're at in the business. Okay. We're also going to give you a 90-day roadmap based on your goal of where you're trying to get. Now, this is things like posting, things to do to build partnerships, because partnerships can be really important in this business when you're launching. This is also help giving you a roadmap of things to keep you on track over the first 90 days. We're going to help you optimize your business Facebook as well as your personal Facebook. It's really important, your personal Facebook. I can't stress that enough. And then we're also going to help you optimize your Google My Business profile. Okay, and then the last thing we do is, obviously everybody's going to need a menu and business cards. We work with you, because you have all the information, to build out your menus and your business cards, and then we give you the electronic version so you can take that and get them printed out. Okay, so that is our business in a box. The monthly fees are the same. The setup fee goes from $19.97 and it's $5,000. Okay, to do that option. So remember, the difference is website. You're going to get 3 one-on-one coaching calls. You get the 90-day roadmap. You get the Facebook. We help you optimize your Facebook and your Google My Business pages. And then we do your menus and we do your business card templates for you. And you take those and print them off. So, all right. I know that was a lot of information. Let me see before we open it up if we have any. Okay, chat. Somebody has something. What about if I have everything in the setup already? So somebody hop on. Who is that? It says Pose Aesthetics. Who do I got here? Is this Lauren?
Yes.
How you doing, Lauren?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. So so you're already operating, right?
Yes, correct. We pretty much have everything already. We just need a medical director. Originally, we were kind of like pushing our clients to a contractor who was kind of like had all of his insurance and everything. But now we want to kind of like take ownership back and do it all under us officially.
Yep. So when you're already up and operating, so we still have a couple things we got to do. Number one, obviously we got to do the contracts. All your vendors have to be switched over, right? Whether you're going to be signing up, well, we were going to sign you up with ours anyways, but if you have specific vendors, you're like, hey, I've been using X vendor for however long. We love them because this and this. Again, you can keep vendors that you like and you have relationships with. We always tell you look at ours because you might get better pricing because we have great pricing. We also, just so you know, we do have a buyer's group, which I didn't go over this, but we have a buyer's group that you can get cheaper aesthetic products and you don't have to buy in bulk. You can buy individual products if you like. So what we typically do if you're already up and operating, we give you a 25% discount on your setup fee to get started because there's still a lot of work that has to be done and get you up and going, but it does help a little bit when you're already operating. Good to go. Any other questions on that, Lauren?
No, I'm all good. Thank you so much.
I love the accent, by the way. All right, who else? Who else has a question in here? Let's see. Jen, Danielle, Rocio, anybody have a question? Now is your time. Open book. No bad questions.
In comparison to the other EMRs that are recommended sometimes, like Aesthetic Record and Jane, how user friendly is IntakeQ for aesthetics?
It's really easy because we use it for our clinics for aesthetics because my RN injector, it's my business partner, my Weatherford location. I mean, she's in the UK right now training. She does trainings. She trains as well. It works really well. I will say this, we prefer everybody use ours, but we do have a small percentage that they use their own. So that option is there if you just say, hey, I love this one for whatever reason, but it works well for both IV therapy, aesthetics, pretty much any services. It's got the facial stuff where you can put all the notes and all that. So it does work really well. But there is that option if there is something like one of those others that you're like, hey, I'm in love with whatever EMR service. I want to use this. Just know that it does make extra steps. The Telegram group I showed you, when you have a client that's deferred through Telegram, or excuse me, through Qualify, and your doctor has to make a determination, it's a lot easier for you to say, hey, client number 1234, was deferred. Can you review that? The doctor can pop into IntakeQ really quick and be like, all right, 1234. Oh, cool. That's Brandon's clinic. Yep. And he can look it up really quick versus you have to take some extra steps if it's not in there, but for him to get that information. But it is an option. Are you already up and operating or are you just checking it out? Checking out.
Just kind of checking it out. I've established a lot of things like the LLC and some things like that, but just looking into the different EMRs.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. When you get time, take a peek at IntakeQ. We make it really easy. Now, the only thing that we use IntakeQs for is an EMR. So you're going to see that it says it can do payment processing, it can do scheduling. The way that they do their master accounts, they only allow you to use it for one thing, or else we'd have to edit it for every person for every service and everything. So we're like, we're not doing that, but we just use it for the EMR. But that also allows you to use anything else you want to use for all the other stuff, scheduling, payment processing, all that. Good question. Who else? Who else we got in here? You got to have questions. I
I
know
have a
you.
question.
Shoot it, Jennifer.
So we had talked about because I want to definitely do hormones, and so we had talked about me having to bring my own nurse practitioner or PA on. Does that change pricing at all? That I'll have somebody else as well?
Yes, great question. I'm glad you asked that. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so when you come under our program, here it is. Okay, so we'll use you as an example, Jennifer. So Jennifer comes on as a solo RN. She is at $750 a month. Now, if she adds another RN on her membership, it's $150 a month to add an RN. Okay, if you bring on a nurse practitioner, so you would switch over to $997 for the nurse practitioner, then technically you're the add-on as the RN. So it'd be $997 plus the 150. So you'd be at what is that, $1150 when you bring on a nurse practitioner. Now, when you do that, Jennifer, your nurse practitioner, yes, you'll be able to get into, obviously, as long as they have training into hormones, but then also they would be able to do your good faith exams as well. You wouldn't have to, you could still use Qualify if needed, but you could also do it in-house since they're a nurse practitioner.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah, good question. Anybody else? Any questions?
I have an additional one. I hate to be the only person talking, but as far as training, can you talk about like what type of training you may offer, or if you offer any, as far as aesthetics?
Yes, for aesthetics. Yep. Great question. So we do, share my screen here again. And I would tell you all, sorry, I have a million messages here. Let's just do this. Okay. And you can look her up online. She's phenomenal. She goes by Beauty Barbie RN. So this is Heather Gilliam. She is my business partner at my Weatherford location. Everything's moving slow. Okay. So we do all types of trainings. We also have our buyers group. So Heather will post, she does typically monthly trainings. Let me find one. So like her next one, so she's in actually, UK right now doing a training. She will be back, and I know she's doing one here in a couple weeks. So like she does trainings every month. And so this was a master biostimulation training she did. She typically always does a tox and filler training each month. A lot of times they're over here in Fort Worth area. She also does a little bit of traveling. This was a Radiesse training. So she does different ones. She also will do custom trainings. If you call her and like, hey, it's going to be just for you, or if you have a team or multiple people. So she's pretty flexible in some of the things she does. Also, let me see. So everybody, just to show y'all a little bit on our buyers group, because this is important. So just so everybody, I would encourage you to get in this Facebook group. Most of you are probably in my Facebook group, the IV group. This is me and Heather's buyers group. Make sure to fill out the information because she won't let you in it if you don't. But this is our buyers group. This is where nurses go that are going to purchase product through our buyers group. And then to show you actually, you can actually go look at the pricing as well that we give in our group. And I'll share that with you real quick. Okay. Now, this is whether you're join our program or not. So if you join our program, great. This is going to be an easy setup for you. It's one document, and then you can join our buyers group and order products to our buyers group. If you decide we're not a good fit and you go a different place, you can still come back and say, hey, we want to join your buyers group. And you just have extra documents that your doctor has to sign. But one of the reason we created this buyers group we partnered with two companies, Revance and MERS, is because you don't have to, buying in bulk is a lot to get a decent price. You can come here and buy one vial of Zeman and get it cheaper versus buying it over there for 511 or whatever it is. And so we do that to help nurses that are launching, but also so you don't have to buy in bulk all the time. So, hold on just a second. Sorry, my daughter decided to run the coffee maker. That's really loud. So, okay. But you can see you're going to get massive discounts on a lot of these products. There's fillers. And then we'll have, in the future, we'll have more products coming in there as well. So. But all of the trainings, just to kind of final it up, all the trainings that we do, she posts, get them out early, and you can definitely reach straight out to Heather if you have questions on when trainings are, any questions on the actual trainings. And as far as just kind of separately, I have my locations are in Weatherford, Texas and Amarillo, Texas. We do a free shadow day for anybody that's in our program. You can actually go to one of our locations when you sign up for our program, and you can actually shadow any of our nurses that are working, meaning see the protocols, see how everything operates in location. We have a great, really cheap scanner system we do to help with lot numbers and bud dates, and you can kind of see how we do things, ask all the questions you want. We do that as well for any members that want to make the trip over to our locations. So
Hi,
yes,
can I ask a question, please?
yes.
So I have a question about training. So we actually want to set up a training academy. Is that possible under this structure? Would the same rules apply?
So that's going to be more of a custom thing. It depends on what all you're doing. Typically, we'll set up a call with the doctor because we also got to figure out what all trainings you have, your education to make sure, that's something obviously that he'd be comfortable covering. Because you're talking about actually doing your own training classes.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, yeah. So that'll be a little bit, we'd have to talk to him and just let you kind of, hey, this is my plan, this is what I'm going to do, this is my education, to make sure that you're
Qualified enough to do it.
qualified to do it. Correct. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? Any last questions we got in here? Who was that? That was Lauren, right? Hey, Lauren, question for you.
Yeah.
How long
Me?
how long you been operating?
Um, almost a year. Well, yeah, almost a year with the
Almost a year.
contract. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. And I don't think anybody else in here is operating. If you are operating, let me know real quick. Just pop off and tell me you are if you're operating. Anybody? Okay. Hey, so Lauren, to put you on the spot, tell me 2 or 3 top things that you've learned over this first year to help you be that to help you be more successful in business, in this business.
Marketing.
That's
Marketing
number
is
one.
key. That's the
Yes.
number one, to be honest. Marketing, a good salesperson. I feel like everybody in the business should have a little bit of a sales background, especially the receptionist, if you have one. And kind of probably compliance, but also I think if you are hiring, hire the right people who share your vision. So just a bit of a background, we have 3 locations in the UK and then we branched off like into Atlanta. So, I think my knowledge is mainly come from the UK side of things, if that makes sense.
Yep. No, it does. And everybody here, notice he said marketing number one. Like you can have the most beautiful location. You can have like top of the line products, the best chairs. You can have everything so perfect, but if you don't market and you don't get uncomfortable and put yourself out there, you won't have a business. So remember, that's so important. If any of you in here are looking to start within the next 3 months, I would tell you to market right now. I would literally be start marketing now because you want people to get excited. You want to know what you're doing coming soon. And that's our big thing with our school group that I told you. We got so much in there. I've done tons of videos in there. And the whole goal of that is to help you understand, like, listen, I got to constantly be marketing. I got to constantly be putting myself out there because we all know that we can help people. Whether you're like Lauren, obviously she's in the aesthetics world, so she can help people feel more beautiful, look more beautiful, have more confidence, right? Like she's helping those people feel and be how they want to be. So whatever it is you're going to do, if it's IV therapy, if it's more geared towards women, doesn't matter. You know you can help people. So you have to be willing to get uncomfortable because it will be uncomfortable and put yourself out there because that's the only way you're going to be able to help people, right? If I had a problem of getting up here and talking in front of y'all or getting on social media, a lot of y'all wouldn't even know I exist. But I do that because I know that I can help you. I know that I can help you get up and going and work towards the goal that you're working towards. So it's going to be uncomfortable, but know that's part of growth. So any last questions before we hop off here? Okay, most of you,
Yes, how do we book a call?
yes. So here, you beat me to it. Do me a favor. I'm going to put my number. You can just text me. I'll put my number in the chat. 806-654. There you go. Most of you probably have me on Facebook too. So you can DM me or you can hit me a text. And if you want to set up a call or if you just have questions and want to shoot them over, shoot them over. And I'll tell you, our IV group, which most of you are probably in our IV group, but just in case you're not, it's a great group. We put out a lot of info in this group. This is my group. I will throw this invite. Oh, share. I'll put this in the, hold on a second. Copy link. Here we go. That's our IV group. So get in there. Most of you are probably already in there. Remember, set deadlines for yourself. Lauren, I'm gonna pick on you one more time. How long did it take you to open your first location? Like from when you decided you wanted to do it to actually opening it?
In the UK or in Atlanta?
Both.
Oh, in the UK, I did it really quickly. In the space of 3 months, I started off doing pop-up clinics in different states, built my clientele, and then quickly just I didn't waste time. I just did multiple locations really quickly and just built my clientele that way. But actual physical spaces, maybe a year for each of them. Took me a year to open up for each of them.
Right. But you started essentially going to different locations and built up your
Straight away,
clientele.
first month I
Yeah.
started. Yeah.
Okay.
Build my
Give me,
clientele.
okay, I'm glad you're on here. Give me one piece of advice you'd give everybody on this call that is wanting to get started. One piece of advice you've learned, not just about marketing, but whether it's confidence or whatever got you to start quickly. What was the one piece of advice you'd give?
Oh, so two, showing my face early and not being afraid of what other people are gonna think. I think actually delaying showing my face actually held the business back just because people want to know who you are. And I really should have learned this very 9 years ago. And then second thing is don't compromise on your prices. Like your prices are your prices. You've got bills to pay. You've invested so much money. And if people do not want to pay your prices, they are not the clientele for you.
Great advice, Lauren. Thank you. Great advice. So awesome. Thank you all for hopping on here with me. I hope you all have a great evening. I'll hang out for 2-3 minutes. Make sure you get all the links out of the chat section. And then if you have questions, let me know. I'm also going to throw in that already threw the ebook in there. If you want that link, it's a long link. This is the link that had the pricing on it, so you can check that out. Just copy and paste all that stuff. Not the right link. I'll put another one in there. Go. Maybe, let me find that link here. There it is. All right, this was the link that had those pricing and stuff on there. So awesome. Thank y'all. Everybody have a great evening and reach out if you have questions.